composition. So what I would normally do is ask my third graders, I would give them a frog sound from the book, and then they would have to come up with an ostinato using that frog sound. So for example, it says, one big frog leaped onto a high garden wall, sucked in air and blew out a song, macabre. So I do those words, macabre. And they'd have to come up with an ostinato. We do not have time to do that today. So what I did was I created my own ostinati for all of you to look at. So this is going to practice composition and performance of pentatonic melodies. So I'll restrict it for the third graders to compose with just the pentatonic, and then practice performing ostinato harmonies. So here it's in your book if you're having trouble reading my screen up here, but all the parts are in there. So I'm going to put it in little teams. We have 10 teams, so let me make sure we split this. So everyone from here over, you're team number 1. So you need to sing. So figure out your sofa, you need to. Okay, so what will happen is, obviously, I would have read this already once with my third graders. And then we break off, do the composition stuff, then on another day we'll put it all together. So I'm going to read. When I get to your frog sound, I'm just going to cue you to come in. Frog number 1, you're going to be singing the whole time, pretty much. Okay, so I'll cue you when it's your turn to come in. Hopefully I did my marks. So this is One Frog Sang by Shirley Parenteau and illustrated by Cynthia Jaffer. All the frogs hunkered low while spring rain stormed by. Then the night became still. One big frog leaped onto a high garden wall, sucked in air and blew out a song. Cover up, cover up. 2 times. Keep going, froggies. Ready, go. Cover up. You're going to keep going the whole way to the end of the story. Cover up. 2 tiny frogs joined in from a window pane, shrieking. Cover up. Creep, creep. Cover up. Creep. Cover up. The engine rumble faded. Only the wind made sound whispering across the grass. The moon wandered down one stillness. Interesting until one frog leaped onto the high garden wall and began to sing. Cover up. Now you can add more stuff if you wanted to do like the engine sound. You could do some sort of engine sound, and then when it said about the hush, you can make sounds and add that. So that was one frog saying, Shirley Parenteau. So in conclusion, we're just about done. I do have one more story for you. In conclusion, the three things I really want you to take away from this: children's literature can be used in music class to prepare or practice all of these musical concepts: melody, rhythm, harmony, tempo, dynamic, all sorts of stuff. There's a rich amount of concepts that we can pull from this book. Connecting your music lesson to the LA standards can be very quick and painless. And so when your administrators are asking you to make those connections, it's not a lesson. They're not doing an ELA lesson. Quick connections, that's what the kids need. They need that repetition that they can take from one classroom to another classroom. And then, of course, integrating children's literature. It cultivates joy and memorable learning experiences, and it can encourage everyone to use imaginative play and improvising. I know probably my kids would never remember why we did this, but they will remember having fun doing it. And that's probably the same for all of my books. I want them to know why as well, but I think the joyful part is probably the most important. So we're going to end today with one more story. This is The Very Lonely Firefly by Eric Carle, and this is what I would consider a listening book. So this is just for listening. There really aren't any, you can pull concepts out of it, but I would probably use this in first grade. It's paired with The Fairy Garden from Waddell's Mother Goose Sweet, and for concepts, it's just exposure to class. I have to say thank you to my friend Jane Vance. She works up in the public schools in New York City, and this is her idea. This is not my idea. So a lot of these things were things that I came up with on my own because one is not.